All right, this is Dan Meehan for Fight News Australia, and today we have Quillan Salkilld, who takes on Tim Schultz at Eternal MMA 61 on August 7th. Quillan, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thanks for stopping by.
No problem.
For those who don't know, you able to tell us a little bit about your background?
My background, in terms of what in how I got into the sport.
Yeah,
Or
or
anything
your
like that.
family background. You can go as far back as you like.
Oh, okay. Well, I spent most of my childhood up in Broome, in the Kimberley, and then I moved down to Perth to play football originally, and then I discovered MMA, and then ever since then, this is what I want to do now.
Anyway, we got some technical difficulties there, but Quillan, able to tell us how you got into, how you came across MMA and when you decided that was a path you wanted to go down?
Okay. I got into MMA, 2018. I was playing football at the time. That was actually the first thing I wanted to do. I wanted to become an AFL player. And then I joined UFC gym when that first opened up here in Perth. And then I got the training there just for something on the side. It was the off season during our football season. And then, ever since then, I started training and I fell in love with the sport and become a fan. And now here we are.
And here we are, and you've of course made your pro debut back in February off the back of a 10-fight run in the amateurs. Can you tell us a little bit about the decision to go pro and what that transition was like?
I just wanted to have a lot of MMA amateur fights before I turned pro. So I've had I've had 11 MMA fights amateur before turning pro, and I just thought it was time. I had plenty of experience under my belt, and I just wanted to turn pro already. That's it.
Yep, and the first fight obviously didn't go your way on the night. Can you reflect a little bit on the fight and what you sort of took away from that experience?
Oh man, ever since then I still think about it. I'm still just really frustrated with myself, and that's just something I just want to put behind me. I just want to basically forget about and just move forward and start a big winning run starting on August 7th.
Yep, and I see you tried your hand in Muay Thai last year as well, even training at the pit under Blair Smith. Was that just a case of cross training for MMA, or were you just sort of trying to stay busy while the MMA scene had shut down? What brought that on?
I've always wanted to compete in other martial arts, especially Muay Thai. So it was really good cross training, and it really helped improve my stand-up game. And as you know, pretty much all my MMA fights and all my wins have been winning using grappling. So all my finishes have been all submissions except for one.
Do you have any
I just wanted to improve?
Do you have any plans to continue sort of down the Muay Thai track, or was that just sort of a little experiment while the world had shut down last year?
Yeah, for sure. I do want to continue with the Muay Thai kickboxing, even try my hand at just boxing. I just find it really, it's fun to do a bit of everything. And it will all help translate into my overall MMA game.
Yep. And as mentioned off the top, you're back in the MMA cage this time, and your opponent is Tim Schultz, who at 2-0 is a similar experience level to you at this stage. What are you expecting from him, and how do you feel like you guys match up?
What I expect from him in the cage, I expect him to be aggressive, come forward, push me against the cage, and what I'll have to do is basically keep my back off the cage, control the center, pick him apart, and keep him guessing with all my skills. I find I'm better than him pretty much everywhere: stand up, ground, wrestling, everywhere. So I just want to put on a pure MMA masterpiece.
Nice. And how's training camp been for this one?
Training camp's been pretty brutal this time around. I think definitely harder than the other times. I think after my last performance, I just wanted to basically push even harder. Extra motivating coming off a loss.
Yeah, and you're at the Lustro Academy in alongside Cody Haddon. Has Cody been in the gym since his sort of epic main event against Steve Erceg?
Nah, not at the moment. He after his fight, he went over to Gold Coast for a week or two for a holiday, and then obviously all that stuff happened over there, and then he had to come back and was been doing lockdown, and he had to quarantine for a bit, so haven't seen him yet.
Right, and of course, Eternal 61 was pushed back a few weeks due to a COVID outbreak in Queensland. So, how do you guys handle that? Is it sort of a disruption when you're sort of training to peak at a certain date?
Yeah, a little bit, but this it wasn't too bad. I had basically an extra. I took a week lighter, and then I pushed hard again, basically. But yeah, nothing I can't handle. I just find that everyone's doing the same. Everyone's going through the same thing, so it's all fair, at least.
Yeah. And when do you head up to the Gold Coast?
I head out. I'll be not this week, next week. So yeah, probably on the Thursday, the day before we weigh in.
Yeah, right. Are there any sort of COVID protocols or any issues of that nature when you're traveling between WA and Queensland at the moment?
I'm not actually too sure about that. I get updates from my manager Jasmine, so she basically takes care of all that, so I don't have to worry about it. I can just focus purely on my training.
Awesome! Look at you. You got people for all those sorts of things.
I'm getting looked after.
Now, assuming, of course, that you're successful against Schultz, is there anyone else in the division that you've got your eye on that might be sort of part of your journey moving forward?
Not really. There's quite a few. There's quite a few in my division. I just want pretty much anyone, because it's like, I'm just starting out. I haven't had my first pro win yet, so I imagine after a few more wins, I'll be pushing to take on the top contenders of the division, and then eventually want to obviously fight for the belt.
And obviously in the longer term, again, you're still young, and this is just your second pro fight. But where do you want to get to in MMA? Well, what's the goal?
Definitely UFC. Yeah, that's
right,
number one for me. Yeah.
And sort of, do you have like a timeline in mind? Like, how far off do you think a call up like that might be?
I'd say I'll give it a few years. Yeah, I'd say I imagine between maybe after 8 to 10 fights professionally, then I'll be knocking on their door. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. Quillan, before I let you go, do you have any sponsors or anyone you'd like to shout out? I'll hand over to you.
Yes, I do. I'd like to thank Gobsback Mouthguards, people at Victory Recovery Systems. I'm wearing their hoodie right now. Daryl from Recovery Plus, he takes care of my massage. Harold from Fortitude Chiropractic. I've got Jordan from Nutrition Warehouse Canning Vale. The team at Luistro Combat Academy. And most of all, Jasmine from Addict Sport. She takes care of everything basically. So I'm really lucky to have all these people on board. They really make a huge difference in my training.
Perfect. I was good to see you were well prepared there. A lot of guys sort of forget.
I have it written down. I have them written down, so I didn't forget anyone.
That's good. Well done. Very, very good. All right, Quillan, thank you so much for stopping by, and all the best at Eternal 61.
Thank you, Dan.